Good morning, everyone. This is Jairus. Just got home from work and gonna check out this new patch, see how everything's holding up. Just kind of wanted to get into a quick discussion. I think a lot of people misinterpreted what I was talking about as far as the servers go, as far as the netcode. Yes, I understand that they have to do testing of stress, to push the servers as hard as possible, but it would be nice if there were times where they throttled it back, at least at the minimum, where we could have a more stable environment to play the game. You could have a let's push 50, let's ramp it back down to 10. Let's push 75, let's ramp it back down to 24, whatever. Try different things and have different periods of time where different things are being tested. Because how I'm looking at it right now, it seems to me that there's a lot of... the instability makes things very difficult to test some of the things that I want to test. Now, of course, I'm using my track IR this morning. As you can see, that the head doesn't turn because there's my flashlight to my helmet. Sure, up there at the corner is kind of weird, but I kind of keep the big helmet on, the ones with the big glass panes, because if you get something smaller, it makes things untenable. So I'm flying down to a location on Daymar that I haven't been before. I was going to try to go to Crash Javelin, but all my markers apparently aren't showing up around the planet that I normally use to get there, so it'd be really too hard to find it without those markers, the space markers, so I'm just going to go ahead and see what's down here since I haven't been here. Now, yes, I just want to talk a little bit about the fact that, this channel is critical on Star Citizen. We are. But not for hate of it. I mean, I have 32 ships and 8 ground vehicles, and you don't put that kind of money into a game if you're looking at seeing it fail. In fact, Chris Roberts is the reason that I originally got into PC gaming. I was at we used to have a weekly Dungeons and Dragons game. Yes, I'm definitely a nerd. At a friend's house, and he had a 486, and it was the first time I ever got to see Wing Commander. And it had me hooked on PC gaming right then and there. And over the years, I didn't even realize there were several games that were either made by or made in association with Chris Roberts that I played just day in and day out. And so when I heard he was making Star Citizen, of course, I hopped on that pretty quickly. Of course, a little too late for the initial LTI packages, but I'm definitely still an early backer. I have a pretty low number. And this is really pretty. I like the shadows down below. Anyway, get back in the cockpit here. I take my time and go there. That wiggle just feels a bit too artificial. But so I got my first PC when I started freshman year of college. It was a Mighty Pentium 33 megahertz with I bought an add-on that actually clicked onto the processor, which made it faster. And I think I had a mighty, I think it was 4 megabytes of RAM. And it was about that. The first upgrade I ever got for a computer was for Wing Commander 3, The Heart of the Tiger. I remember seeing that down at a local electronics store and had to get a new PC just to play it. Had to. I mean, there wasn't even a question about it. But before that game came out, and I lost access to a PC for a while at my friend's house before I had my first PC, there was a copy of the original Wing Commander that you could get on the Sega CD. And you want to know what challenging is? Try to play the original Wing Commander with a 3-button Sega CD controller and all the things that are in it. You have to do all these weird combinations, but I played through it several times. Absolutely had to have my daily dose of flight games somewhere along the lines. Let's take it closer to the deck, why not? Servers seem to be a bit more stable today. I'm getting like 28 frames a second right now. Not too bad. There we go. But, you know, when on this channel, we're always going to talk about the things that we love, and we're always going to critique the things that we don't. It's not to be a-holes, but I feel that... Oh, okay, there we go. I was afraid I would unfreeze and I'd be smashed directly into the planet's surface. Let's throttle back to the bed here. Enjoy the scenery. Getting about 18 frames a second right now. Yeah, it's bouncing around between 18 and 24. But it's really important to me to see this succeed, to see this game be as good as it could be. Making games is definitely what Chris Roberts is best at. You know, he had a pretty decent movie career. I can't say that I really enjoyed the Wing Commander movie, but I think that got Hollywooded up, and really the potential that it had was squandered. But this is where he belongs, you know. There's nothing wrong with having lofty ideas. There's nothing wrong with having big dreams. That's what makes things go forward. That's what makes innovation happen. But sometimes it feels like when they do things, you know, similar to the way that Lightning and I, we can continue. What the heck? Let's just go back to here, see what happens. Bummer. This is what I'm talking about. It's very hard to play like this. On the upside, I'm getting 188 frames per second. And anyway, to continue the thought process, you know, when Lightning Dragon and I do our shows, we set out a general guideline of what we're going to talk about, but the conversation just kind of flows from a place of experience and things that we see, things that agree with or don't agree with. And of course, you know, we're not always going to be right. We're not always going to be, you know, understand or know every aspect of everything, because, you know, I'm not a programmer. I used to do programming, but I'm not currently a programmer. And Lightning is definitely not a programmer. But we're both, you know, hardcore gamers. We have more games on our plate we know what to do with. And here I am back at my bunk. I bet you my ship's going to be completely, totally... Oh, this is a faster server. This is like 45 frames a second. This is encouraging. Well, probably have to reclaim my ship, though. I just want to enjoy these frames, it just says in the conversation. Tell me about it. Oh yeah, that's nicer. But see, this is what I'm talking about, where I want to go and test missions, or I want to explore locations and report bugs, but the only place I seem to be able to explore the most of is Olisar, because I always end up back here, and then I get somewhere, and then it disconnects, and then, you know, and it's not to, you know, I understand we're testing the netcode, but good gravy, that's all we're testing, it seems. I mean, these are big, beautiful planets out there, and yeah, I gotta clean my ship. It's obnoxious. Well, I have plenty to choose from. Let's see here. That's tempting, but I can't fly to a planet with that. Everyone's already seen the Cutlass Black by now. I'm pretty sure that that's not going to be my priority. So let's just Let's just do, yeah, let's just do my Connie. Why not? Just hoping it doesn't explode.
Your ship is good to the following landing pad.
Okay, a bit of an echo there. What? I can't walk around this guy to the left. Why not? There we go. Got pushed to the right. That was really weird. What? Okay. I remember that door being there before. So yeah, a little tired, so just bear with me. And of course, you know, I want to expand what we do with this channel, cover other games, talk about other things, not just Star Citizen. There's quite a few other Kickstarters for space games, and I've gone to Starfighter Inc., Infinity Wars, and where's my pointer? Finally came out. You know, it's just kind of the genre that I love and grew up with and played more than anything. I don't know if any of you ever remember the old Star Wars arcade that came out years ago. It was one of the first Vertex kind of graphics games. You sat in there and you had a yoke, and you would fly, you know, fly TIE fighters, and you fly in the surface of the Death Star, and you fly in the trench, and it would just repeat. It was very simple, but it cost like $1 to play. This is back in the early '90s, maybe late '80s. I think it was late '80s, and I spent quite a bit of money on that. All right, I hit F5. Why is it starting? I broke my Connie. Where's the power? Ah, power off. How about power on? Engine on. Light ready, please. What? Well, now I know why there's a Connie sitting on the deck. Lovely. Alright. That's not going to work. So yeah, I just wanted to talk to y'all real quick and you know, express that it's not that I hate Star Citizen. I do honestly wish it to be very successful. I just sometimes, you know, your patience wears thin. It really does. Man, that is dark. Look at that. Where's that light coming from? It's the same problem that the Cutlass has. Lights coming in through doors, but I mean, if that was open, that would be a really awesome effect. Look at that lighting. It's just, if that door was open, it would just be so surreal. I can just fall out the side of my ship here. Yeah. Oof. I've broken a leg on that one. So my big goal in the game isn't to amass, you know, money or anything like that. I'm with an organization that's fairly small, but that's got a lot of people who have a lot of great ships, and to me that suits me a lot better. And with Lightning, he's more of a kind of a lone wolf kind. He may not ever join an organization. He just may be the kind of guy that meets up with whoever and does whatever, whenever, and that's perfectly fine. That's what voice chat's for. You know, you don't have to be in my organization to do things with me. My brother's in a different organization too. I think he's with the Browncoats, and I'm with the Elysian Alliance. So what I want to do in the universe is get out there and help people, help a lot of the newcomers get going. Maybe if they don't want to take their Auroras out, I can pay them as a crewman to, I don't know, to help me out with my reclaimer or something like that. Or if they need an escort or something. I've got the ship, but I got the LTI, and I don't care. Those kind of things. I'm just going through my ships here, aren't I? Because basically, I have everything that I want. There's nothing left in the game. If I pick it up, it's on a whim. Though I'm still very tempted by that hammerhead, because it's one of the first. It's the first ship I've seen in this game that has turrets that's done right, and that just keeps catching my eye. But I have to have some sort of goal in the universe, so that'll be my first goal. I'm afraid to summon a ship. 350R and the MFDs aren't set up right. Not that the MFDs are working right now anyway. Man, what do I pick? You know what? Let's pick this. Why? Because it's the free ship I got from people's referrals. Alright. Maybe this one will fly. Here's hoping. That's weird. It's like you run into a wall or something when you go out there. It's like it stops you and it pushes you off to the right. Had that happen a couple times now. I don't know why I keep turning. Like, I keep forgetting I'm wearing the track IR. I don't have to physically turn my character to look. Alright. Got stuck on the wing. At least this one has landing gear. The Raven didn't have any landing gear when I spawned it in. Alright. But if things kind of keep going the way they are right now, with these builds, I'm not sure that they're going to have this out. Oh, throttle was all the way up. I keep doing that. By the end of the year. I don't know if they'll have it out by the end of the year. Alright, so let's try this again. Let's bring up the... Press home. Maybe my waypoints will be there this time and I can get to where I'm going. This must be the new glass shader, I think. Wonder what broke the MFDs. Who knows? I'm actually glad I have a Gladius again. I had one of these a long time ago, but, well, the game, of course, froze right about there during the discussion. I was going to say I had a Gladius a while ago, but I upgraded it to something else, but I'm glad to have it back again. It reminds me of the Arrow from Wing Commander to a degree. But I hope you can kind of see the difficulties right now, those of you who aren't testing in the PTU. That was multiple attempts to do anything, to get anywhere, playing in a time period right after I get off work, which is really early in the morning, United States time, when the servers are emptiest. And I still couldn't get even the most rudimentary things done. So the critiques that that I'm putting out there, they're not to be mean, they're not to be cruel. I'm talking about these things because I feel they have to be said. I do wish the best for the game, and I want to see it succeed. I have so much invested in it. I mean, I started this channel to talk about this game. That's how much I care. And if, on a personal note, I'm not a kind of person who puts myself out there. I'm not. I'm, typically speaking, a pretty private individual. So to do such a public format is really not what I would normally do. But I felt that it was important to see this game succeed, because there's been a real lack of innovation out there in the AAA world. Most innovation you see for game modes or types come from indie developers. And it was my hope to see a return to the great days of the flight sims we used to have and have gone away for the longest time. So anyway, I hope this clears things up a little bit. I just wanted to show you a little bit of the difficulties and let you know that, yes, I do love Star Citizen. I love the concepts behind it. It's just so frustrating right now to deal with some of this stuff. And I hope it gets resolved soon. Anyway, guys, I need some sleep, so I'll catch y'all in the next one. Thanks for listening to me ramble in your ears today. Later.